The most remote region of Russia, where women can sleep with strangers all night if their husbands agree. As many know, Russia is the world's largest country by area. However, very few have heard of Chukotka, a remote and frigid land, where life seems completely detached from the modern world. Here, hospitality is expressed not only through glasses of warm vodka, but also through a custom that astonishes the entire world. It is the practice of husbands willingly allowing their wives to sleep with strangers overnight, as a way of showing respect and welcome. Additionally, they maintain ancient customs that the outside world can hardly imagine. So what exactly are they? Let us explore the 15 strangest facts about this land. A pristine place that holds many surprises. The strange custom of Chukotka. Chukotka is one of the coldest and most remote regions of Russia, where harsh life has shaped extremely unique customs. Here, women can sleep with strangers, but only with their husband's consent. It may sound strange, but in fact, this is an ancient tradition with hospitable meaning. It originates from the harsh life of the Eskimo people. For generations, the Eskimos have lived in extremely difficult natural conditions. Winter can last up to 8 months, with snow covering everything, and freezing cold making survival incredibly tough. Therefore, they must rely on each other to live, and their customs reflect that. Men here always value women, as they not only care for the family, but are also primary workers, helping to sustain the entire community. This resourcefulness and strength make Eskimo men rarely marry outside their tribe. So why do they have the custom of sharing wives? Not out of desire, but stemming from survival needs. A sparse population and a life tied to hunting often require men to travel far. In such cases, sharing a wife with guests or other men in the village is not merely a custom but also helps strengthen community bonds, reduce the risk of inbreeding, and ensure children are born healthier. Even widows are encouraged to find new partners to maintain village stability. If they become pregnant, the whole community will joyfully care for the child as their own. In Chukotka, the concept of virginity is not like in many other cultures. For the Eskimos, a woman who has never had sex simply means she is unmarried, not something sacred or to be preserved. Conversely, women who bear many children are seen as a family pride, because each child born is proof of resilience against harsh nature. So what about Eskimo women makes their men proud and willing to share with guests? Not only their distinctive beauty from the icy region, with almond-shaped eyes, weather-resistant tanned skin, but also their extraordinary endurance. They have higher body fat to stay warm, know how to hunt, craft, and adapt excellently to the harsh environment. They not only care for their families but also play a key role in community life, preserving traditional customs and maintaining tribal culture. Unique tent houses. In the harsh Arctic weather conditions, the Chukchi people have created a special type of tent house called a ranga. These tents are round or oval in shape, built with wooden poles or whalebones, covered with reindeer skin for warmth. Varanga not only helps people withstand snowstorms but is also very convenient. It can be easily assembled or disassembled, suitable for a nomadic lifestyle. Inside, the space is reasonably arranged with sleeping, dining, and storage areas. Animal hides covering the floor provide warmth during cold winter days. Today, although many Chukchi people have moved to live in wooden houses or apartments, the Yarona remains a symbol of cultural identity. They still appear in traditional festivals, as a reminder of their ancestors' resilient life in the icy region. The gold treasure beneath the permafrost, not only famous for its cold weather, Chukotka is also known as a land of massive gold mines. The gold reserves here reach up to 2,000 tons, making it part of Russia's gold belt. Some of Russia's largest gold mines are also located here, including the third largest gold mine with an estimated reserve of about 4,500 tons. With the rising price of gold, Chukotka has attracted the attention of many major global mining corporations, such as Kinross Gold, Polyus Gold, Highland Gold Mining. They invest in building infrastructure and expanding gold ore transportation routes. However, gold mining in Chukotka is not easy due to the long winters and harsh weather, along with high transportation costs because of the remote, isolated terrain. Nevertheless, the gold mining potential here is still huge and promises to continue growing strongly in the future. The female warriors of the Arctic region. Not only strong in spirit, Eskimo women also have superior physical strength. In many tribes, they are even stronger than men and take on many heavy tasks. Another interesting characteristic is their fondness for piercing. For Eskimos, this is not only a form of beauty but also an expression of cultural identity. Since ancient times, women here have worn piercings in their noses, lips, and even cheeks. These ornaments are called libraes, often made from animal bones or gemstones. Archaeologists have found such items dating back thousands of years, proving that this custom has existed for a very long time. Not limited to jewelry, Eskimo women also have a very distinctive style of dress. They often wear hats made from mammoth or walrus fur to withstand the cold. Tourists who visited here in the 20th century recorded images of strong women who could pull sleds by themselves, hunt polar bears, or face harsh nature. Eskimo women are not only mothers and wives, but also true female warriors in the icy world. With extraordinary physical and mental strength, they, along with their men, have built a unique culture, sustaining life through generations despite facing countless challenges. What do you think about these special women? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. The Chukchi and the custom of never refusing guests. Real people. Unlike many other indigenous tribes in Siberia, they were never subdued by the Russian army in the 17th century. Until the 1930s that their lives changed significantly when they began participating in the state. Although modern life has influenced their culture and daily routines, the generosity and community spirit are still preserved by the Chukchi. In this land, no one is left behind. Orphans, widows, or the poor are all helped. They believe that living stingily and selfishly is the most blameworthy, and refusing to help others is a taboo. The Chukchi have a special custom called kudonga, meaning unconditional hospitality. When guests arrive, whether familiar or strangers, they are invited into the home to share sleeping space, food, and warmth without hesitation. In a desolate, cold place like Chukotka, human compassion is what helps them survive and stay connected. When the hunting season arrives, local markets become bustling again. People bring seafood and ocean products to exchange for fur coats, sausages, and vegetables from the mainland. This is not just a form of trade, but also a deeply humane cultural practice. Here, people often exchange not only goods but also sharing in kindness. And perhaps because of this, despite centuries passing, the Chukchi people have preserved their generous, open-hearted, and deeply loyal spirit. Eskimo women's tattoos. Today, not many Eskimo women in Chukotka still bear traditional tattoos on their faces and bodies. But about 50 to 70 years ago, those tattoos were symbols of beauty, maturity, and even family happiness. According to anthropological researchers, in 1945, most Eskimo women had tattoos. They were not just a form of decoration but also a sign of allure and a lucky charm. A girl without tattoos would find it very difficult to get a good husband, because in the old belief, the lines on the skin were proof of maturity, virtue, and the ability to care for a family. Tattooing was not easy. They used a thread soaked in soot, threaded under the skin to create sharp lines. Tattoos often appeared on the chin, forehead, and cheeks, with special motifs like whale tails, round gourds, and tridents. Each symbol carried its own meaning about love, family, and divine protection. However, as time passed, perceptions of beauty gradually changed. Today, only elderly women still retain these traditional tattoos. The younger generation no longer follows old customs. Instead, they prefer modern, globally influenced tattoo styles. Nevertheless, those old tattoos remain an indelible mark in Eskimo history and culture. Because each line on the skin is not just a form of beauty but also a story of perseverance, strength, and faith in life. Reindeer herding, the art of survival in ice and snow. For the Chukchi, reindeer are not just livestock but an indispensable part of life. They provide food, clothing, and transportation across icy lands. From a young age, Chukchi children are taught to care for reindeer herds, recognize each one in the herd, and learn to use lassos to control them. These skills not only help them survive but also demonstrate the finesse and subtlety in the relationship between humans and harsh nature. Although many young people today leave their villages to study and work in cities, the tradition of reindeer herding is still preserved. Some families combine traditional herding with ecotourism, helping visitors better understand the life and culture of the Chukchi people. Chukotka is a harsh yet captivating land, where people have learned to harmonize with nature, survive, and preserve their unique identity. Chukotka, the most remote region of Russia. At the far eastern end of Russia lies a pristine, cold, yet enchanting land. Chukotka is one of the most sparsely populated places in the world, with an area of over 700,000 square kilometers but only about 50,000 inhabitants. This region borders the Sakha Republic, Magadan Oblast, and the Kamchatka Peninsula. Remarkably, from here, people can travel to Alaska and the USA without a visa, as the distance between the two shores is a mere 85.3 kilometers. The landscape in Chukotka is majestic, with rugged plateaus, towering mountain ranges, and endless white snowfields. Winter lasts for 10 months, while summer passes by like a fleeting dream. The rivers and lakes here are not only sources of life for people but also habitats for countless rare species of flora and fauna. Chukotka not only has magnificent nature but also possesses an incredibly distinctive indigenous culture. The Chukchi, Yukagir, Koryak, and many other ethnic groups have lived here for generations, preserving their unique customs, languages, and traditions. Unique festivals and traditional dishes deeply marked by the Arctic region are what captivate any visitor. Beneath the permafrost, Chukotka also hides vast resources, including gold mines and valuable minerals. Despite the harsh natural conditions, this remains a destination full of potential for ecotourism and exploration. The Chukchi, masters of healing from nature, for generations in this harsh, icy land. The Chukchi have maintained a unique traditional medicine system, closely tied to nature. They see it not only as a way to heal but also as harmony between humans and the universe. Folk remedies have been passed down through generations, based on practical experience and deep knowledge of plants and animals. In the tundra region, they find precious methods, medicinal herbs, such as cough-relieving plants, digestive aiding berries. While reindeer fat helps heal wounds and burns. Additionally, herbs are used to reduce pain and fight inflammation. Even as modern medicine advances, many Chukchi still trust traditional healing methods. Even some of their folk remedies have attracted attention and research from the world, thanks to the miraculous combination of human wisdom and gifts from nature. Life in a place where temperatures drop to -50 degrees Celsius is hard to imagine. But for the Chukchi people, it is completely normal. To reach Anadyr, the administrative center of the Chukotka region, one must fly from Moscow, a distance of nearly 6,437 kilometers. The winters here are so cold that few dare to visit, but those who do are impressed by the hospitality of the Chukchi. They always value community ties, emphasizing mutual aid, especially for orphans, the elderly, and those in difficulty. However, the harsh living conditions also result in an average life expectancy of only about 45 years for the Chukchi. To combat the cold, they wear clothing made from animal fur, thick sweaters, fur hats, and full-length fur coats. Children here are so accustomed to the cold that they can go to school without hats or high boots. Summer in Chukotka is brief, but temperatures can reach 10 degrees Celsius, enough to melt the permafrost momentarily. No matter how severe the weather, the Chukchi remain resiliently attached to their homeland, preserving their cultural identity for generations. The cost of living is high but worth it. Living in Chukotka is not cheap because most goods must be transported from elsewhere. The average monthly living cost ranges from $1,500 to $1,800, depending on lifestyle and area. Rent is quite high, with a small 45 square meters apartment costing from $660 to $1,150 per month. Electricity, heating, and water cost about $56 to $93 per month. Monthly public transportation fees are around $23. Gasoline prices are only about 60 cents per liter. Despite the high costs, essential services like healthcare and food remain relatively stable. A visit to a private doctor costs about $23. A box of 12 antibiotic pills costs around $7. For entertainment, prices are quite reasonable. A dinner for two is about $20, a movie ticket $9, and a monthly gym membership around $54. Although life here is not easy for the Chukchi. This is not only where they were born, but also their homeland, a lifelong connection to their roots. Guardians of tradition amidst the flow of modernity. In the hustle and bustle of the modern world, there is a people who persistently preserve their traditions. Like an endless stream, weathering all storms of time. The Chukchi, people intimately connected to nature, preserve customs and beliefs through generations, still living by ancient rituals left by their ancestors. Their oral stories paint a magical picture of the world, where humans and all creatures blend in a sacred connection. In ancient legends, there is a reindeer willing to sacrifice itself for humanity, and a brave man saving 2 dying puppies. The animals in these stories are not just mindless beasts, but souls with emotions and thoughts, embodying the strong Chukchi spirit. Not only preserving traditions through storytelling, the Chukchi also carve their identity on animal bones and ivory to create exquisite carvings. Each carving is a story, a living legend passed down through generations. Especially in the 19th century, bone carving art became a unique form of storytelling, helping to convey history and cultural pride. Festivals are also an indispensable part of their lives. Throughout the 4 seasons, traditional rituals take place, connecting people with nature and ancestors. For 3 consecutive days, drum beats resound in a festival honoring reindeer, animals closely tied to their lives. In March, they hold a festival to welcome the sun. And in June, songs and dances echo to commemorate ancestors. Despite living in a harsh environment, the spirit of the Chukchi remains optimistic and resilient. They do not fear death, seeing it as part of the natural cycle. The elderly sometimes choose to depart voluntarily to avoid becoming a burden to their descendants. With open hearts, they are always ready to help those in difficulty, especially children, the elderly, and the poor. Throughout history, the Chukchi people have always taken pride in their ethnic identity. No matter how life changes, they preserve their language, clothing, cuisine, art, and beliefs, the values that constitute the soul of their nation. The Chukchi language is the thread connecting generations, used in daily communication, traditional rituals, and in educating children. Although they learn Russian to communicate with the outside world, they still preserve their mother tongue as an irreplaceable part of their cultural identity. Their traditional clothing also bears a strong cultural and social status imprint. Coats made from reindeer and seal skins, adorned with intricate patterns, not only help them withstand the cold but also express national pride. Men wear long coats reaching the knees, while women add an undercoat meticulously embroidered with beads and trimmed with fur. High-top leather boots are indispensable, helping them survive in the harsh, icy region. Chukchi cuisine also has its unique flavor, with dishes prepared from reindeer, fish, and wild berries. Each dish has a family recipe, not only rich in flavor but also nutritious, giving them the health to endure the cold nature. Music and art also always play an important role in their spiritual life. Dances and songs are not only entertainment but also a way for them to recount myths, honor nature, and express respect for their ancestors. They believe that everything in the world, from mountains and lakes to the vast sky, has a soul, always watching over and protecting humans. The spiritual beliefs of the Chukchi are expressed through important rituals, where shamans communicate with spirits, praying for peace and luck for the entire community. Sacrificial rituals in summer and autumn are their way of expressing gratitude to nature, while continuing to maintain a sacred connection between humans and all things. Even though the world today has changed a lot, the Chukchi continue to preserve their traditional values. Like a flame that never goes out, despite the cold winds of time. Dear viewers, no matter how time passes, no matter how the world changes, the people here still persistently preserve their identity, living in harmony with nature and cherishing every traditional value of their ancestors. If you found this exploration journey interesting, don't forget to click like to support the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss the next captivating stories, and comment your thoughts about this Chukotka region. See you again in the next exploration journeys.